Keyboard Exchange International.
Hey Shawn, welcome to Keyboard Exchange International.
Thank you, Jim.
Can you play something original and cool that has this kind of a feel to it?
Sure.
All right. Let's talk about this song here for a second. That is so cool, Shawn. What do you call that song?
Junk Train.
Junk Train?
Junk Train.
Junk Train.
Junk's a combination of jazz and funk, and it's a train kind of going off the rails a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to ask you to play some more of that. But I wanted to let the people that are watching our video that you've been playing the Hammond for a long time, 30 years or more.
Yes.
You had music schools, you have a trio, and you travel all around the country playing.
Studied jazz in college.
Studied jazz in college. What college was that?
Auburn University.
Auburn University. And anything else the good folks would want to know about you? Like, you're a piano tuner, you have a trio, and you are here today because you expressed interest in learning how to maintain your own Hammond organ.
Yes.
And maybe even possibly, if we helped you with the education part, help Keyboard Exchange someday, because
Absolutely.
when I read that you were looking to be trained as a Hammond technician, if that was even possible, I got very excited about that, because we are always looking for people who are interested. And when you start out with the background that you have, piano tuning, playing, teach music, that's a great place to start learning how to do Hammond organ repair. So it's always on my mind, Shawn, to find young people, younger than me certainly, and younger than the Hammond organ technicians that got trained by the factory, to continue the heritage and the maintenance of these organs. You know how old a Stradivarius violin is? Do you know how old they are? Is it?
I'm guessing 1800s.
Keep going back. It's
right.
They're like 390 years old or something like that. You know, so our whole philosophy is, I believe, and I think a lot of people, and maybe you also believe, that these organs can last lifetimes. They have already lasted 60, 70 years. We've got a Model A in the building. It's sold 1935. It's like 90 years old.
Yeah.
And it sounds great. The man who bought it is getting ready to take it back to his home. And why can't this one last to be 90, 190?
They can. They were built differently too. You know?
Good point.
Yes. They're built to last, and a lot of my organs, being on the road, traveling and things, we didn't treat them. I didn't treat it the best.
I hear you. I'm guilty too.
But my keyboards would break down, not the Hammond. It stood, it stands up, and the way they built it was just strong and durable.
Yeah. It's like nothing else in my life that I could compare to. And so I have to go back 400 years to find something comparable in quality,
Yeah.
So our job here, Shawn, is to gather the best instruments we can from all over the country, preferably from people who bought it brand new and now maybe the grandson or granddaughter has it, and they're looking for a good home for it. So that's what we do. We gather them together. All these organs here, they're B3s covered with plastic, just getting ready to go into the electronic shop. And so we can then find a good home for them. But when it gets to the new home, the people know, hey, it's got a warranty. We deliver it, install it on the East Coast of the United States. I mean, they're getting a high-quality instrument, kind of like buying a Stradivarius violin before they become worth $2 million. You know. By the way, folks, get your B3 here now before they go up to $1 million. Well, Shawn, great to have you here. Thanks for your visit. I'd like, after you finish playing, I'd like you to continue conversing with Grant, our senior technician. He wants to get you kind of like familiar with how to maintain your own Hammond organ, and then see how far we can take that. If you tune pianos, there's no reason why you can't learn over time to maintain one and even help us do repairs.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah. So give us some more of that funky junk, off the track, funky stuff, you know.
Sure,
original tune. It's great sounding. Thanks for visiting.
Similar.
Okay.
Yeah, the action and the playability both felt good. The drawbars are nice, and the action's great. It's like butter.
Yeah.
The sound is definitely different, though.
Yeah,
like you said, like this.
How would you characterize the sound of this compared to the 74?
Like you said, that one was definitely brighter.
Okay.
And this one's got, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a warmth to it that it's still bright, but it's a little bit warmer, some kind of way.
Yeah, no, that's a good description, because that's what I think too. And people phrase it a little differently sometimes, but I think that's perfectly accurate.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the fact that you could compare these two instruments here with us today.
Yeah,
and hopefully this will just be the first of many videos that we can make together and get to know each other over time and make you part of the Keyboard Exchange International family.
Yeah.
Where we all work together to keep these organs going for decades, centuries. Hey!
600 might have to go home with me.
Oh, well, it is available for sale. Oh, yeah, and this has two Leslies. We could sell it with one Leslie, but we have it hooked up for two. So anybody that maybe has a large sanctuary or just really appreciates the sound distribution that one can get by having two, or even the backup of having two in case one, isn't acting as it should some night,
Right.
So, or you lose a cable or whatever. It's always good to have a spare. And if you'll notice down by your right knee, you'll see two outputs that you won't find typically.
Okay, yes, yes.
Those allow you to plug your bass tones directly into a bass guitar amp.
Nice.
Or the overall output can be plugged into a PA system. So in the rare, very rare event where a Leslie's not functioning correctly, you can plug into a PA or a keyboard amp and a bass amp. It's a great thing. Of course, you wouldn't have the Leslie effect at that time, but as a spare tire kind of a feature.
Yeah. Or if you're a rocker and want to go through a Marshall stack.
Oh, well, yeah, a lot of rockers actually did that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of how they did it. Not as sophisticated as that device is, but there are ways to, I mean, that has to be wired inside the organ.
Mm-hmm.
This device just makes it very convenient. It's got a volume control, so it's one of our most popular items.
Yeah.
But we are just automatically installing it on all B3s that we sell and C3s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it also can be a diagnostic tool.
Okay.
Because if, let's say, the Leslie stops working, and but a customer calls and says, "Oh, my Leslie's not producing sound, but my bass pedals sound great through the PA system."
Okay. And you know it's a Leslie issue.
Yeah, so at that point we know the organ's fine.
Right.
Yeah, so as a diagnostic tool, aside from the audio benefits it provides, it's a great thing to have. So
I added one of those to my C3, and I loved it because, like you said, I ran essentially the bass through a separate bass amp to give it a little bit of extra kick, and then having everything go through the Leslie as well.
you can adjust your tones. You know, you EQ it a lot more conveniently and add some extra texture to it. Well, Shawn, you know, we've talked a bit, and do you mind taking us out with a little more of that funky, junky stuff?
Sure.
Thanks very much. Thanks for watching our video, and thank you also for helping keep the Hammond Tone Wheel B3 organ alive. We couldn't do all this work that we do here without you. And it would also help greatly if you could subscribe, like, ask for notifications for when we have new videos. That would be a big help for us. So we thank you once again. I'm signing off for now, but we will be back.